Commander Michael, you are cleared to land. Sir, we hear you call the ball. This is Maverick Michael, and I have eliminated targets and
You don't just summer, so why would you eat just any pancakes? Feel a lot better with Kodiak.
3, 2, 1. Fights on. Look out, the bandit's starting off behind us. Time to survive. Let's see if we can get the student pilot to neutralize him. There's the attacker. He's trying to get in phase and in plane with us and shoot us with his gun or a heater. We have to slow down. We'll target 130 knots with a max performance pull. Now we're trying to get a lift vector pointed behind the bandit. Reversal timing is critical. Once the bandit reverses and puts his lift vector on us, we've got to honor this by placing our lift vector back on the bandit. We'll endeavor to work out of phase, reversing only after the bandit crosses our extended 6 o'clock. This will help us create the lateral separation needed in order to create a high aspect or a neutral phase. You just heard the instructor and the other aircraft say Sting 1-1 high, then my student in the front seat reply Sting 1-2 low. In accordance with training rules, we need to maintain a 500-foot safety bubble around both aircraft at all times. The T-45 Navy and Marine Corps jet trainer is very difficult to fly, specifically at slow airspeeds and high AOA or alpha, because the jet lacks a sophisticated flight control system like those found in the F-18 or the F-35 that help the pilot wrestle the aircraft. You see here, the pilot wants to turn left, and the aircraft actually rolls off to the right and then goes back to the left. Overcoming this type of departure is one of the many challenges instructors face in teaching student pilots how to fly this jet. It is only one of the many skills these students walk the master in order to earn their coveted wings of gold. This jet is the last manually flown jet these student pilots will ever fly. We call knock it off when we're done fighting. In this case, training objectives have been attained. What you just witnessed was a BFM, or Basic Fighter Maneuvers set, called the Flat Scissors, where both fighters start to beam each other at 200 knots. The next set you're about to see will be a whole lot faster. We'll be at 350 knots, we'll still be in the defensive position. The attacker is going to be behind us, and then it'll count down from 1.5 nautical miles to the Fox 2 at a mile. It'll be up to us to defeat that weapon with our best brake turn, take any angles we can, and stop the attacker from shooting us again. All right, let's get to it. The student's giving it his best brake turn. You see me look over my right shoulder, trying to acquire sight of the bandit. In defensive BFM, you have to see the bandit to react. This is not easy, and always make sure the student warrior athletes continue to fight. We can't see the bandit because he's directly behind us at our 6 o'clock. So you hear me tell the student to tighten or pull harder so we can bring him into sight. We have to watch the bandit's nose carefully. As we see it come around, we have to maneuver prior to his nose coming on us so we don't get shot. You hear me say go and try to motivate the student to take this fight all the way down to the hard deck, which in this case is 10,000 feet. This is where it gets tough. We've got to level off at 10,000 feet and look behind us and continue to watch the bandit. If his nose comes on us, he can shoot us, and we don't want that. The bandit's drifting directly behind us, and we can't accept that. We have to pull. The bandit just crossed our 6 o'clock in close, so we reverse our direction and turn up into the bandit. Try to slow down as quickly as we can, where we can try to collapse the range and make it as difficult as possible for the bandit to shoot us. And now we're back into the flat scissors. All right, not bad. That was exhausting. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. Now there's just one more thing we need to do, and that's get battle damage checks prior to recovering at Boca Chica Field in NAS, Key West, Florida. Not a bad way to spend Thursday. Instructing BFM is my favorite sortie in the T-35. Thanks for riding along. If you enjoyed the jam today, please let me know about it in the comments. Cheers.
cheers. Land your plane. Actually, I'm gonna get that shit in. Coming in. What's this?
If a fighter jet pilot wants to surrender in a dogfight, they must deploy their landing gear. This signals the enemy to stop attacking and escort them to land, but this is not a written rule. The written rule is that you must eject out of your fighter. If a fighter jet pilot wants to surrender in a dogfight, they must deploy their landing gear. This signals the enemy to stop attacking and escort them to land, but this is not a written rule. The written rule is that you must eject out of your fighter. If a fighter jet pilot wants to surrender in a dogfight, they must deploy their landing gear. This signals the enemy to stop attacking and
Would you just land? There we go. Landing now. He's home.